The plane shuddered once, just enough to make the lights flicker. A baby cried somewhere near the back. In seat 2A, a man in a tailored charcoal suit looked up, annoyed. Across the aisle, a janitor in a faded uniform was quietly fastening his seatbelt, his hands trembling ever so slightly. The businessman scoffed, turning to the flight attendant. "Is this normal now?" he muttered. "Letting maintenance staff sit in business class?" The attendant froze. The janitor looked down, silent. But 30 minutes later, when both engines flamed out over the Pacific and the captain's voice broke through the speakers, "If anyone on board has aviation experience, we need you in the cockpit right now," that same businessman's face went pale. His name was Henry Cole, 62, a quiet man who spent most of his life cleaning hangars for the same airline he once dreamed of flying for. He had been on this flight because of his wife. Her heart surgery was scheduled in San Francisco. He'd saved for 2 years for this ticket, refusing charity. Across from him sat Elliot Kane, the new CEO of the airline. Ruthless. Polished. Worshipped by shareholders and feared by everyone else. When the attendant politely asked if she could move Henry to the back because of a seating mix-up, Elliot smirked. "Don't bother. He's fine here. Let him see what a real seat looks like before he goes back to mopping floors." Henry simply nodded. No anger. No defense. Just quiet acceptance, the kind that comes from years of being invisible. The plane lifted through a pink-orange sunset. Elliot ordered whiskey. Henry stared at the clouds, whispering a prayer for his wife. An hour later, the plane jolted violently. Trays flew. Coffee splashed across white shirts. Passengers screamed. The captain's voice crackled through static. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've lost hydraulic pressure and are diverting to Los Angeles. Please remain calm." But calm was gone. Oxygen masks dropped. The plane tilted hard left. Elliot gripped the armrests, furious. "This is ridiculous. How can a plane just fail?" The attendant ran past, her voice trembling. "Sir, the captain needs help. One of the co-pilots is unconscious." Elliot froze. Henry's eyes lifted. Another announcement. "If anyone on board has any flying experience, military, commercial, private, please come forward immediately." Everyone looked around. Silence. Then, the attendant stopped by Henry's seat. "Mr. Cole? You worked with our fleet maintenance for over 40 years, didn't you?" Elliot turned sharply. "You can't be serious." Henry stood, slow and calm. "I might be the only one who knows what kind of bird we're flying." The cockpit was chaos. Warning lights glared red. A smell of burning metal filled the air. The captain, pale, sweating, looked at Henry with desperate eyes. "Systems are failing. We've got partial rudder and one engine stuck in reverse thrust. You ever flown one of these?" Henry's voice stayed steady. "No, sir. But I've rebuilt 6 of them." He slipped into the co-pilot's chair, cracked knuckles, and started reading the panel like a man decoding his own heartbeat. "Bypass the hydraulic assist. Manual throttle control, yes, there. We're not flying this bird, we're guiding her down." The captain followed his lead. The plane shuddered, dipping toward the ocean. Back in the cabin, Elliot prayed quietly, sweat beading his forehead. He could hear the faint murmur of Henry's voice through the intercom, calm amidst the storm. "Altitude 12,000. Feathering left prop. We'll bring her home." A minute later, the nose lifted slightly. Passengers cried in disbelief. Henry's fingers danced across levers and switches with surgical precision. His voice low, rhythmic, like an old song. "Come on, sweetheart. Hold together." The runway appeared through thick smoke. Alarms screamed. The captain shouted, "Brace!" The plane slammed down. Sparks erupted. Tires burst. For a long, terrible second, nothing. Then, silence. The aircraft skidded to a halt, one wing on fire, but every single soul alive. Elliot stumbled out first, coughing, covered in ash. When he saw Henry standing at the base of the slide, face smudged with soot, uniform torn, he froze. Reporters rushed in. Cameras flashed. The captain's voice carried over the noise. This man just saved 300 lives. Henry shook his head. Just did what needed doing. Hours later, as the passengers waited for rescue buses, Elliot approached him. "I didn't know you were capable of that," he muttered. Henry looked up. "You didn't ask." A long pause. Then Elliot, eyes red, whispered, "I'm sorry." Henry smiled faintly. "Don't be sorry for not knowing. Be sorry for not looking." Weeks later, the story made every major headline: "Retired mechanic saves flight from disaster." But Henry refused interviews. He only wanted one thing: to be home when his wife woke up from surgery. When she did, he held her hand by the hospital window as rain tapped gently against the glass. "You're famous now," she whispered. Henry chuckled softly. "Fame doesn't fix hearts. Kindness does." He looked out at the gray sky, where another jet cut through the clouds, silver and strong. "People will always judge by what they see," he said, "but sometimes, the ones they overlook are the ones holding the wings up." Beat. If you believe humility is the highest form of strength. Backhand index pointing right, like this video, share it, and subscribe for more true stories of courage, respect, and second chances. And if you've ever been underestimated, tell me in the comments, what did they learn when you finally stood up?